Hello. In this mini-series I show you the methods and way I use to landscape this module. It's not the only way you can landscape your model railway, but it's the way I did it, and the methods and products I use I'm most comfortable with. So I hope you enjoy the videos and we'll see you soon. Okay, now we are waiting for the sealing glue to dry. In the meanwhile, we can create the water for our little stream. For the water effect, I'm using a crystal gel. It's from Lucas. It's for the art supply. Here is the canister within. It's a white acrylic jello, and when dry it is clear. And for the water, you can create a stream or some waterfall effects or waves when you are creating a sea or a lake scene. And now I'm stippling in the jello. I have used this material quite a few times on my Great-britN modules, for example on my Grand Vogel viaduct module for a stream, and on a curve module, and most recently on a dam module with a little push on it. For smooth water surfaces, you can use the known brands of Woodland Scenics or Deluxe materials with their water creating materials. But you can also use, when you've got a hobby store near you who offers window colors, then you use a crystal clear window color and apply these to your intended water scene. This is great for calm water surfaces as a river or a lake or maybe a calm sea. And some model railway builders or model railroaders apply PVA glue in thin layers to create water, but this is quite time-consuming process because the layers have to be very thin, as the PVA won't dry clear when the layers are too thick. So this is for this side, and now we create a stream on the other side with a little waterfall. For the water effect, now we have to wait until the gel is dry, and then we see if we have to apply another layer. And when the crystal gel is dry, we can also apply some dry brushed white to highlight the tops of the waves. Okay, the second layer of static grass is dry now, and you may notice from this shot the uneven grass, and you can see that the water in the stream is now almost clear. Here it is a bit milky at the moment, but this will also get clear. When the acrylic gel is dry and clear, I will add another layer of it, because you may see that on some points of the stream it is sunk into the stream bed. So I will fill it a bit up. Okay, next step is to apply some grass mats for some detail, and then the line side fencing, and maybe some figures. First, for the grass mats, I'm using different products like this. This is from Model Scene and Czech manufacturer. I'm also using wildgrass from Hickey, and these purple ones is also from Hickey. This is some heather grass mats, also from Model Scene. For applying the grass mats, I tear off a piece of the mat, and if possible remove some of the backing so that the grass mat isn't too thick. And then tear it a bit into pieces. For applying the grass mats, I'm using some ordinary all-purpose glue. Here I'm using Uhu, it's ready available in Germany, but you can use the glue of your preference. As I've got a straight edge here, I'm placing this mat on the edge of the module. So the grass mats, you can use your preferred supplier or manufacturer. It's up to you. I have achieved good results with these ones, and I'm a satisfied customer. The purple mats was my first choice for flowering heather, and I still use it, but then I realized the Model Scene grass mats, so I'm now using them more often. But in combination with these two, it's good looking. can tear the mats a bit loose so that you can see through it, and this will give a more natural look to the applied mats. I'm also using some Heki wildgrass. It looks like this, especially on some areas where it's wet and enough humidity to grow. And try to tear the grass mats a bit apart. This will give them a more natural look. And when everything is in place and dry, try to remove the excess fibers from the grass mats. You can or I would also put in some bushes. I usually using Woodland Scenics clump foliage. But at the moment I will place the mat materials onto the module. today for the bushes I'm using forest blend bushes from Woodland Scenics, and I also will apply them my Uhu glue. You can also use white glue or PVA glue. It's up to you. One disadvantage of Uhu is that it will produce some fine hairs, but when the glue has dried you can easily remove them. And for the bushes you can also blend some irregularities or spots that are not so looking good. So if you discover some places which are not looking good, or maybe you have forgotten to color, can apply some bushes. As here, when you have a good look, the underside of the rock here isn't colored, it's white, and now I will apply some bushwork to it to cover it up. A tip for you: if you tend to use Uhu glue to make your water for the lake or a river, don't do it. I have done it in the past when I was young, and you need much of the Uhu glue. I think I put about 2 liters into an area smaller than this module. I think about half of the module, and I needed about 2 liters. It whipped into the surrounding scenery and under this wooden base, and it also resulted in much air bubbles into the water. So it wasn't real good, but this was my first attempt in building a water scene. So, and I was only just 11 years old. Okay, I think that's looking good. Now we're waiting for the glue to dry. This may take a few hours. I will also give the rough track here another coat of PVA and apply some earth on it. And I will also have a look into my boxes for some figures. During the filming of this tutorial, you may have noticed that I have removed the original railing on the concrete bridge, and I'm now make my own railing with some 1mm square styrene strips. I have glued the vertical strips in place, and now I will cut them to length. So these I use a little gouge here, a 10mm wide wood stick, which will represent about 5 feet in Great-britN scale. I will hold it in place, and then I will use my cutter to cut the excess strip away. In the meantime, I also have placed some sheets and a tractor on the module to give the module some For the horizontal railing, I'm also using a 1mm square styrene sheet. I have cut it into lengths, and I will glue it on top on the vertical ones. For gluing, I'm using Slater's Mag Pack. It's a liquid polystyrene cement, and it's quick drying. Okay, I will repeat this on the other side, and when everything is thoroughly dried, the railing will get a black or maybe a dark gray paint. The glue is dried on the upper horizontal railing, and now I place the lower one. I'm using a 0.5 millimeter square styrene strip, and I use some wooden strip as a gouge for the lower railing. I will use the Slater's Mac pack again. And now we have to wait for the glue to dry. When the MacPack has welded the styrene strip to the vertical posts, I will cut them to length and give them the appropriate color. Okay, next step is the line side fencing. I have in advanced cut down some plastic stripes of 1 millimeter square plastic wadding and painted it in dark gray color. The next step is to drill the holes for the fence posts. At Great-britN, the distance from the center of the rail of the track to the fence line at the end of a module is 25 millimeters or about 1 inch. Along the module you can widen up the distance or narrow it up, but at the ends of the module, which are standard ends, the 25 millimeters is the norm. I'm measuring up the 25 millimeters for the distance from the track center to either side of the track bed, and these are here, and I measured it before the filming. The other 25 millimeter from the track center is about here in the groove. I will use my pin vise with a 1 millimeter drill bit, and I'm trying to space the fence posts about 1 centimeter or maybe 1.5 centimeters apart. On this module, the fence will follow this line here and here, because it's only a small module, and it's only a small module and it's not much placed to widen the fenced area. For a longer module you can widen up this area. On my curved modules with a railway dam on it, the fencing went down the slope, and on the other end it went up the slope. So I'm using my trusty drill bit. I'm placing it about 5 millimeters from the end and drill a hole. Then I took one of the prepared posts and apply some glue. As the base for my scenery is of extruded styrofoam, I won't use super glue, because these super glue could harm the styrofoam. Maybe the hole is a bit small, so I will widen it a bit up. That I could find the hole after the drilling, I let the drill bit stuck into the hole until I can apply a new fence post. Into the hole. So I will continue this work and we will see again when it's finished. Now we are setting the highlights on the water surface. For these I will dry brush waves with some white acrylic paint. I use a stiff brush, dab it into a bit of white paint, and then I remove the excess of the paint from the brush so that it is nearly dry, and then I apply the residue of the white color to the surface of the waves. Just a light touch, not much. On the waterfall, I will apply a bit more of the white color to indicate the